真係特別緊嘅。
Okay, this it? No what? Is it?
Is it this side?
No?
啊。
那个角度看错，那个角度看错，对对对。
Nên vào lúc quy lúc rồi tiếng nó chạy.
Good morning guys, we're back at the workshop because the M3 wants to stay here a little bit more. That's why it's jacked up right there. So I test drove the M3 for a short 2 days-ish before we officially release the car from the workshop lah. Just to test and see if everything's working fine, and it worked fine, perfectly fine. Smooth engine, no weird kinky noises, no weird clunky stuff happening. Everything worked fine, except for 24 hours later, the power steering decided to die on me. So I had to drive the car without power steering from Penang all the way back to the workshop. And today, there it is. Right? So the M3 is back in the workshop, and I assume it is something to do with the power steering fluid, or don't know lah. Wait for the tech to diagnose what happens with the car. So something that I didn't go through last time was that, okay, to buy a car, right, to buy a used car, what you should be looking for is first of all, get it to a trusted workshop. After you get it to a trusted workshop, you can basically ask them to jack the car up and look at the undercarriage, right? If you look at the undercarriage, everything is working fine. There's no rusting, there's no parts dangling anywhere. Then it means the car was taken care of. It's a sign that the car was taken care of, right? Like this car, the undercarriage, everything is fine even before we fix it all up. Okay, so that is one thing to look out for. Yep. One thing to look out for the undercarriage. And another thing to look out for is, if you look at the used car condition, you look at the interior, the leather all is not ripped, the leather is fine and it's relatively smooth. The interior is not like all banged up, all scratched up and just in an abysmal condition. You know that the car was relatively taken care of lah. Okay, so that's something to look out for. Two things: undercarriage, your undercarriage looks clean, looks tidy, nothing is wrong, just clean it a little bit, and it looks like it doesn't have any dents. Yeah, it doesn't have any dents. That's what I mean by clean. It doesn't have any dents, it doesn't have any scratches, it doesn't have a lot of broken parts dangling around everywhere. Things are still firmly in place. That means the car was relatively taken care of. It's a good sign that the engine bay will be clean too. Look at the interior, that's step number 2 or step number 1. Look at the interior and then see how the condition of the interior is. Are the buttons all scratched up? Are they gone? Are stuff missing? Is stuff broken? Etc. 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 So that's something to look out for. 车下面是怎样？它的 power steering？
它 rank maybe 它 seal 有问题。
seal 啊？哦 ，but 那个 electronic OK 啦。
OK。哦，这是它 seal 嘛。嗯。我猜测。
现在在猜测啊？OK。
我猜它搞不好要加那个。
好的。So yeah, we suspect the issue was a leaking hydraulic fluid, because this version of the M3 still uses Servotronic, and Servotronic is a hydraulic/electronic system for steering, controlling steering weight, and as a power steering, like, it's not fully electronic. So there are some fluids inside the steering component in the arm, and then that's where they come in, right? We suspect oil leaking or the hydraulic fluids are leaking. We open it up, open this, move it down, and then we see whether or not pipes are disconnected or pipes are burst, anything to do with that. Yeah. Okay. My drop top in workshop again. Well, it's fine. Quality work. Then make sure the car works fine. Of course, with any used car, any restoration, you change so many parts with the car, you will have to expect there will be a break-in period lah. Used cars are like that because they've been so underutilized, they've been sometimes neglected, they've not been taken care of well, maybe in the hands of the previous car owner or with the dealer that they've been thrown to, right? So once you get all these parts changed, you will basically need 2-3 rounds to break the car in, right? Obviously it's not a new car, we're not breaking in the engine, but we are breaking in a lot of the other smaller parts of the car. Pipes, gaskets, panels, O-rings, a lot of the electronic stuff. Especially for an old car, you will need to wait for a few rounds, drive it for a few weeks, and then stabilize the car's condition. And if nothing else crops up, these cars will usually serve you for a long time and be able to serve you for a long time still, right? It's just the initial bumpiness of getting the car out, sending it back to workshop, getting the car out, sending it back to workshop. Memang like that. It is like that. You know, the techs, even though they are doing a fantastic job, they cannot foresee what is the next thing that will break, right? Especially if you're breaking in a lot of new rubber stuff, equipment, electronics as well. This all hampers, not hampers but it is a fault point for the car that needs to be broken in. Yep. That's what you get for buying an old car, but completely, to me, fine. Why? Because you have to expect that these cars have a little bit of problems. Yeah, otherwise, what's the fun in that, right? What's the experience in that? Yeah. And if money is your concern in the first place, you know, all this troubleshooting is your concern in the first place, you wouldn't have bought this car lah. You have bought a Myvi, you know, a Produa, a Proton, Toyota. No problem. What? Why you buy this kind of car? It's because you secretly like the pain. It's because you secretly like the pain. So that's why. Alright guys, thank you so much. That's the update on the M3. Remember to subscribe to all of us, Horizon, and my channel as well. Fucking subscribe, please. I need to monetize you guys. Alright? Thanks guys. Cheers.